ethical decision-making in diverse corporate contexts. Welcome to this session on ethical decision-making in diverse corporate contexts. Today, we will explore the complexities of making ethical decisions in organizations with diverse environments, covering cultural, racial, gender, and other forms of diversity. Our goal is to understand how ethical decision-making intersects with these diverse perspectives and learn strategies to navigate ethical dilemmas. Objectives of the presentation. By the end of this session, you will 1. Understand ethical theories and how they apply in diverse contexts. 2. Analyze real-world scenarios where diverse perspectives challenge traditional decision-making. 3. Develop critical thinking and inclusive leadership skills for ethical management. 4. Compare EDI-based ethical management with traditional approaches. These objectives will guide our journey through the complexities of ethical decision-making in diverse corporate environments. Defining ethical decision-making. Ethical decision-making involves evaluating and choosing actions that align with moral principles, ensuring fairness, justice, and respect for individual differences. Key considerations in ethical decision-making include ensuring fairness and justice in every decision, respecting individual and cultural differences, balancing organizational goals with ethical standards. For example, when choosing suppliers, a company faces the ethical dilemma of whether to prioritize cost-saving or ethical labor practices. A decision must be made that balances the company's financial goals with ethical considerations. Ethical decision-making in diverse contexts. In diverse workplaces, ethical decision-making becomes more complex, as decisions must account for various cultural, gender, and social perspectives. Key questions include: are all voices and perspectives being heard? Do decisions reflect and align with the principles of equality, diversity, and inclusion, EDI? For example, when implementing religious accommodations for employees, managers must navigate cultural norms while upholding organizational values. The ethical decision-making framework. The process of ethical decision-making follows these steps. 1. Identify the ethical issue. What is at stake? 2. Gather information. Understand the perspectives involved and the context. 3. Evaluate alternatives. Weigh the options against EDI principles. 4. Choose a course of action. Select the most ethical and inclusive solution. 5. Monitor outcomes. Evaluate the impact of your decision and refine your approach for future decisions. This framework helps guide decisions in complex, diverse environments, ensuring ethical consistency and inclusivity. Cultural diversity and ethical decision-making. Cultural diversity introduces unique challenges in ethical decision-making, such as avoiding ethnocentrism and respecting cultural differences. Key considerations include ethnocentrism, the tendency to view one's own culture as superior to others. Cultural relativism, understanding that moral principles can vary based on cultural context. In a diverse corporate environment, managers must find ways to respect cultural norms while upholding universal ethical standards. For instance, a multinational company might adjust its marketing campaign to avoid stereotyping certain cultural groups. Case study: navigating cultural norms. Scenario: a global company is debating whether to allow different dress codes for employees based on cultural or religious needs. Options: 1. Maintain a uniform dress code for all employees. 2. Allow accommodations for cultural or religious dress codes while maintaining a professional appearance. Resolution: allowing accommodations for cultural and religious attire enhances inclusivity while maintaining professionalism. By adopting a flexible policy, the company aligns with its EDI values. Gender diversity in ethical decision-making. Incorporating gender diversity into decision-making involves addressing unconscious bias and promoting equal opportunities for all genders. Challenges include ensuring equal representation in leadership roles, addressing gender stereotypes and biases in hiring and promotion practices. For example, a company might revise a job description to eliminate gender-coded language that could deter applicants from underrepresented genders. Case study: addressing gender bias. Scenario: A qualified female employee is repeatedly overlooked for leadership opportunities in favor of male counterparts. Options: 1. Re-evaluate the criteria for promotion to ensure they are fair and transparent. 2. Provide leadership training and mentorship opportunities for underrepresented genders. Resolution: implementing clear, transparent promotion criteria and offering mentorship programs helps overcome gender biases and ensures that all employees have equal opportunities for advancement. Managing ethical dilemmas in diverse teams. Diverse teams often present ethical dilemmas when differing cultural, social, or personal values come into conflict. Challenges include balancing team dynamics with individual needs, managing conflicts that arise from differing perspectives. An example could be when a team struggles with communication due to language barriers or cultural misunderstandings, and the manager must find ways to foster understanding and collaboration. Case study: resolving team conflicts. Scenario: a team faces difficulty collaborating due to cultural misunderstandings between team members. Options: 1. Conduct team-building activities focused on cultural awareness. 2. Provide conflict resolution training for managers to better address cross-cultural issues. Resolution: implementing cultural competence workshops helps team members better understand one another and work together more effectively, fostering a more inclusive work environment. The role of inclusive leadership. Inclusive leaders are those who promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in their organizations. They: 1. Advocate for EDI principles in decision-making. 2. Ensure that ethical decision-making is inclusive and participatory. 3. Create environments where all employees feel respected and valued. For example, an inclusive leader encourages open discussions on ethical issues and values diverse perspectives in decision-making processes. Ethical decision-making and power dynamics. Power imbalances can influence ethical decision-making by silencing certain voices and perpetuating inequalities. To address power dynamics, consider the following. Encourage participatory decision-making where all employees feel their opinions are valued. Recognize and mitigate implicit power structures within the organization. For example, if there's a power imbalance in team decision-making, encouraging feedback from lower-level employees can help ensure more ethical, inclusive decisions. Case study: addressing power imbalances. Scenario: junior employees feel excluded from decisions that impact their work. Options: 1. Establish a feedback mechanism to ensure all employees can voice their concerns. 2. Rotate team leadership roles to give more employees decision-making power. Resolution: creating a structured feedback system and rotating leadership roles encourages inclusivity and ensures that all employees feel heard and valued. Comparing EDI-based ethical management and traditional approaches. EDI-based ethical management prioritizes inclusivity, fairness, and respect for all individuals. Adapts to a range of cultural and social contexts. Traditional approaches, often rigid and hierarchical with decisions made by senior leaders alone, may overlook minority voices and cultural differences. For example, revising recruitment policies to reflect EDI values versus relying on conventional hiring practices that might overlook diverse candidates. The role of organizational culture. An ethical organizational culture. 1. Aligns everyday practices with EDI principles. 2. Encourages transparency, respect, and accountability in decision-making. 3. Promotes a sense of belonging and fairness among employees. For instance, a company that integrates anti-bias training into its onboarding process ensures that employees understand and uphold EDI principles from day one. Challenges in ethical decision-making. Ethical decision-making can be challenging due to 1. Conflicting values and priorities. 2. Unconscious biases that impact judgment. 3. Resistance to change from employees or leaders. For example, implementing diversity quotas while ensuring that hiring practices remain merit-based can create tension. It is crucial to strike a balance that upholds fairness while promoting diversity. Conclusion: Ethical decision-making in diverse corporate contexts requires a commitment to inclusivity, fairness, and respect for all individuals. By integrating EDI principles into decision-making, organizations can navigate the complexities of diversity and create an environment where all employees thrive. Let's lead with purpose and create workplaces that prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion.